Fullness will teach you success and teach you things are good and the bills are paid and food's in the fridge and everybody at your job likes you and you got the promotion and everything's looking good. But something about success, let me quote Bill Gates when he said, success is a lousy teacher. That if I'm always winning and the nets are always full, there are some things I'm never going to learn. But there are some of us that are living through the school of hard knocks, that you know what it's like to pull up empty nets in your life, and those things are teaching you how to live your life better. At some point, you keep pulling up empty nets in your relationships, it would teach you how to treat people better. That's so good. Didn't say it last service, couldn't say it again if I tried, but that's good. You are, at some point, it will teach you the failures you experience, the empty nets that you live with, will teach you, will show you where to pull your life together. Am I talking to anybody? You put the effort in, you've got nothing back. It's not like you haven't tried. It's not like you haven't invested the time. It's not like you didn't take the risk. It's not like you didn't meet with people. It's not like you didn't go through Vibrant Cares and meet with a mentor. It's not like you didn't try to trust God with your finances. It's not like you didn't, but sometimes, after so much time, you can get tired. Your hands can become weak. Am I talking to anybody? Every time I threw that cast into Smith Lake, man, I was getting more and more irritated because I was becoming more and more invested. I had now spent more time. I had now spent more money. And as time had gone by, I've become more and more irritated because what I expected is not really showing me what I'm experiencing is not what I expected. You ever been there? Have your experiences ever missed and not lined up with your expectations? This is what you wanted. This is what you dreamed of. This is why you did it. This is why everybody believed in you. Everybody said you're going to do great. But 5 years down the road, the business didn't take off. The relationship didn't work. And that decision didn't transpire. Empty nets, Simon. Empty nets. Empty nets, wondering, where do I go from here? What do I do from there? Proverbs chapter 13, verse 12 says, hope deferred makes the heart sick. Hope deferred makes the heart sick, but a desire fulfilled is a tree of life. Meaning that disappointment, empty nets, have a way of making our hearts sick. If you remember week number 1, I talked about if the enemy can get to your head and get to your heart, it can get to your heart and get to your life. Because the Bible lets us know that out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. As a man thinks in his heart, so is he. Proverbs chapter 4, verse 20 says, guard your heart above all things, for it determines the course of your life. If the enemy gets to your head, he can get to your heart. If he can get to your heart, he can get to your life. What you continually focus on in your mind eventually becomes lodged in your heart. And what's eventually lodged in your heart eventually comes out of your mouth. And what you continually hear, you will eventually believe. And your life becomes what you think. And the enemy's trying to get your heart sick because he wants your faith sick. The enemy wants your faith sick because he knows that if your faith is sick, your home is sick. If he can get your heart sick, he knows your marriage is going to be sick. If he can get your hope so down to a place that your hope is down to such low fumes that you are then running on empty nets, that the enemy knows that if you can run on empty, your kids will feel that empty spirit. Your family will feel that empty, joyless personality. They used to be happy. They used to have joy. But now you've lived with so many unmet expectations. Your heart is sick. Come on, Simon. I know you're in here today. I feel like I have a word for you. I feel like somebody in the room has been living with mind games and sitting here looking into the nets of their dreams and nets of their family and nets of their purpose and thinking, I used to be called to preach. My God, I know you're in here. I felt that when I said it. There's somebody in here, you felt called to pastor and you feel like the nets have been so empty. Oh my goodness, my God, I almost felt just now. Holy Ghost hit me. Am I talking to anybody? That you have felt called, you felt purpose, but you feel like you missed it because somewhere over time you started the church and it came up empty. You started the small group and it came up empty. You believed people would trust you and it came up empty. Am I talking to anybody?